What's up, folks? Welcome into the Can We Kick It podcast. I'm your co-host Mike, along with Chuck here. What's going on, my man?
What's up? Peace, brother.
Not much, man. Like the shirt. That's a good shirt. For those that can't see, Chuck's got on this cool hot tuna fish shirt, multicolor. I like the pink and the yellow pastels. It looks good. Surfwear Australia.
It's my favorite shirt, and it's from a movie called North Shore. A
Oh,
guy's wearing a hot tuna shirt, an Australian surfer.
nice.
So,
That's pretty cool. I like
yeah,
it. Yeah. Been a lot going on
thanks.
recently. A lot of football going on. Um, My alma mater beat your school. Won't go too much into that. A lot of things changing in college ball. Their LSU's getting a new coach. A lot of things are changing. It's pretty
Can't,
crazy.
I can't wait for the governor of Louisiana or Trump to pick the next coach.
That's getting wild. That's yeah. I love when the governors or whoever are always like, "Nope, we're gonna have a say." Like when A&M stopped playing Texas, they were like, "We're gonna hold back funding because they don't play anymore." And it's just like, shut up.
I mean, I guess they are a state school employee, so I mean, they're under the purview of the government, but and especially since they just paid Brian Kelly $50 million buyout. And
Yeah,
I didn't know this, but I mean, you obviously know the the AD is the one that brought in Jimbo Fisher at A&M and had to buy him out. It's like
yeah. Scott
to
Woodward
me
has freely given coaches like $100 million in buyouts. It's ridiculous.
that that guy should immediately be fired and not have any more jobs as AD in college football. I mean, why LSU would think like let's hire this guy? Um, I don't know.
It's
It's
bad.
kind of I mean, I think LSU needs to go kind of the A&M route, like they got Elko from Duke. Like, get somebody that don't like everybody's like, oh, Nick Saban again, or
No way, dude.
like, no, let's get somebody in there, and none of the LSU fans want Lane Kiffin. Like, I don't
No.
think it'd be bad, but
I love how the
you
media
know,
is the one talking about that. They're, oh, Lane Kiffin. It's nobody wants that.
but it's one of those things where his agent probably is like,
Yeah.
texting reporters like, hey, we're getting a lot of strong interest from LSU,
Yeah.
just so that way then Ole Miss will be like, let me give him $180 million to continue on as our coach,
He probably got Scott Woodward as his agent. Yeah. No, it's bad. The guaranteed money in college football doesn't work. It's getting out of control. Um, but that kind of ties me into Chad Powers. I was talking with somebody at work about Chad Powers the other day. And how funny that is with Glenn Powell and seeing like how some big schools are able to like have good players and they go the distance and small schools when they get one good player it can make a huge difference. And now Glenn Powell plays it really funny because it's a spoof on Eli Manning being Chad Powers at Penn State.
Yeah.
But that's a good show to watch. It's only like 6 episodes. It's really short.
Yeah, I need to run through it because I'm kind of coming to a head on I've rewatched so many different comedies that I need to, and the chair company is turning more into we'll get into that, but
Yeah.
it's funny, but it's
Yeah.
like, almost need that kind of traditional comedy or like the Ted Lasso, the Stick, maybe Chad Powers or
Yeah, you'd probably like Chad Powers if you're looking for that just easy laugh. Yeah.
yeah, something I can put on the background and just have a nice easy laugh and
Yeah.
remember some lines to quote.
Well, I can tell you what's not an easy laugh, and that's Devil in Disguise. John Wayne Gacy. That show is brutal.
Did you finish it?
I've got 3 episodes left, and it's insane.
I loved it. It was they did a really good job, and you got episodes left. But I mean, the story is the story. But I thought they did a really good job recreating it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
love the footage at the end of each episode that's like archival.
yes,
That's and the
yes,
faces of the victims, and oh, it's amazing.
that was the piece de resistance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and
uh,
for Rickon from Severance to play John Wayne Gacy is just guys just hitting to the other end of the field. I mean, it's incredible. I can't wait for
it's
him to turn and be that psycho because we haven't really seen that much of it. We've seen his personality, but I can't wait for him to flip. Yeah.
and I suggest after watching that, go watch the actual Devil in Disguise um, documentary piece on Peacock
Yeah.
and. Rickon does a really good job of portraying and sounding like Gacy, looking like Gacy. Um,
His accent is
it's
incredible.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's I you know it's really good when you get good accent work, and he really sounds like Gacy. And I don't, just a little tangent. We'll go back to it, but I saw some interviews of some of the characters from the girl that played Maeve in Mare Easttown or in Task,
Yeah.
and learning the Delco she's like English and
Yeah.
she's doing the Delco accent. And I guess too, Kate Winslet, maybe it's easy to translate from a British accent to the Delco
Probably, yeah.
uh accent, but man, it's just good accent work just makes it. I, I there's some movies where it's like somebody starts off with an accent or TV show, and by like halfway through they completely lost it.
Oh
You
yeah, The
know, it's like,
Departed is a great example of that.
yeah.
Everybody started a Boston accent and then gave up on it about halfway in through the movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only one that kept it was like Matt Damon
Yeah,
because he's actually from Boston,
right.
and like Jack Nicholas was going like, yeah, he was just back into Jack Nicholas talk.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
It's just yeah, it makes it so much better when they are really able to get into the character. I mean, it's crazy to think the guy killed like 33 people and just buried him under his house. I mean, it's pretty shocking. They do a great job telling the story and portraying the victims. I like how at the end they do put the like the PSA about like
yeah,
I can't remember what it is, but it's like learn to act or something. It's along the lines of like
yes,
um, abuse or something along those lines.
missing children, and
Yeah,
it kind of um, you know, it predated the Amber Alert, and it
right.
started to change some of the missing children
Yeah.
laws because initially everybody's response was, "Oh, it's a runaway," and that's, I mean, he picked. Let's see, this is not very bad. He picked the perfect victim age, like
Yeah.
14 to 17-year-old men because or boys, because at that time in the 70s it was like, oh, they're just ran away,
Yeah.
or
Teen
and everybody's
angst,
like, yeah,
drugs. Yeah, they just took
and
off. Yeah. It's pretty
and only
brutal.
until like Robert Peast, who was
Yeah.
like a very church boy kind of kid versus the other ones, it did it like kind of trigger, and the parents like insistence that he wouldn't have just ran away.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's some little differences in the show, I will tell you that, than
Yeah.
some of the, I mean, they made some artistic choices, but
You got to
it
fictionalize some
doesn't
of it
deviate from
to make
anything.
a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But the main stuff was perfect. It was a
yeah,
good show.
it's good to see so many guys, so many people in it. And some up and comers. I mean, the guy that plays the hustler, that starts one of the guys getting into like hooking up, for money. He looks familiar, but I don't think he's been in anything yet. I think he'll probably have a pretty good career. Yeah.
That episode was good, was really good. I really enjoyed that one, and the
Yeah.
whole scene of like how they would team up and like take the license plate number, and
Yeah.
when they're working the street, and
It's
it was
really
good
bad. I'm gonna
insight.
make fun of it. Like he's at the diner and it's like all these old guys with these young guys, and he's like, it was basically I'm gonna say it, but it's like it was like his host stable. Like it was so funny. Like it was
Yeah.
just so funny, but great scene. I mean, amazing, background to all of that because nobody talks about that. The youth in America in the '70s. How else am I gonna make money? It was a it was a recession time.
Yeah, I mean, he was offering people $5 to work construction, and which, you know, was good money back then per hour, and
Oh yeah.
especially for kids that didn't have many other options.
Oh yeah, we looked it up. Jackie looked it up. The minimum wage back then was like 2.30 an hour. So
Yeah.
guess he was paying twice that now. Granted, he didn't pay very long, but um, I mean, there's that was good money back then. I mean, compared to today, it's nothing. But
But you
uh,
think about the police work that happens now versus like what happens then, like how, I mean, because everything is so interconnected, and you have the internet that can, keep different departments and stuff interconnected, and but like he had, all these kids worked for him in construction. It was like nobody was like, oh wait, 20 missing kids have connection to to
Oh,
this guy.
they all have
Like,
W-4s, working for Gacy and Construction Co. Like, yeah, it's insane how it was back then, and then like they were digging the bodies up, and it's literally the detectives. And nowadays, it's like it'd be like a crime scene unit
yeah,
wearing like full on coveralls and stuff, and they're just down there in the middle of a snowstorm, just breaking up,
yeah, and
solid
that part
ground.
was true as well. Like in the documentary, they talk the detectives and stuff on the case talk about like how that process was and how horrifying it was, and like anywhere they put a shovel it was like. And then when Gacy drew him a map, like that was a real life thing too, and
Oh
that was just like they were just they were hitting bones all over the place.
yeah, they didn't know anything else to do. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. No, good show though. Surprising for Peacock. Really good dramatization.
Yeah, yeah, A
Um,
plus stuff.
yeah. Let's see. So then that takes us over to we could talk Slough House if we wanted to. Um,
You want to touch the chair company first, real quick?
yeah, let's talk about the
Uh,
Cheer Company. Where is this show going?
it's so weird because it's turned into, it's still funny and it's
Yeah,
crazy, but it's 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 like turned into a do your own research
yeah,
show, and it was just like one guy's obsession. Um, and then he has these brief moments of like, oh, like my life is good, and um, oh, then something else comes up,
yeah,
like
yeah. He's
just
like,
in
oh,
the ending of this when
everything's
the
fine. I'm
guys.
not that crazy. Boom, something else happens. Yeah,
Yeah, the end of this episode was a guy sitting in the chair. He sees a security camera and there's a chair at the front of the door, and then all of a sudden someone's sitting in it, like staring at it. It's like,
yeah, yeah. The last episode left us off like Rod got a text that somebody was in his closet. It turns out
yeah,
it's a guy working for the guy that bonked him on the head with the pipe. But the little guy is called LT, which I hope stands for Little Tony, because that'd be amazing. Um, but I love how he pulled the guy out and then like fell into the wall and nobody paid attention because they were playing Twister.
yeah, yeah.
And he like takes him out to the garage and talks to him. And I did like how the family was playing Twister. Like his, I guess like mother-in-law or something is like playing Twister. She's like, I can't, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do left leg on yellow.
Yeah,
They're like trying to like appease her. It's so ridiculous. Um,
yeah. And then they do this stuff in the garage and it knocks over a bunch of stuff, and then but the next day the wife is concerned, like not because there's like alcohol and stuff in there, but it's not concerned about that. It's like that he's thinking about starting the Jeep Tours company again. He's like, what?
Ron, are you doing the Jeep tours again? You've been coming and going at all hours. I'm really
Yeah,
worried. It's like it's an addiction. Like if he was drinking in the garage, it'd be like, are you
yeah.
drinking again? But it's just Jeep tours, um, which is so fitting for Tim Robinson, like weird obsessions. Um,
Do we know how many episodes this is gonna go?
oh yeah, it's
Because we have 3 episodes gone by.
yeah, Chair Company is 8.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so we're almost
So,
halfway. Yeah, and what have we learned?
um, good question.
We
Um,
learned that the bank teller got in trouble for not showering, apparently. God, that was
I
so
mean,
weird.
it's definitely a very randomness of
Yeah.
Tim Robinson, but I think we learned is that this guy like fully commits into a bunch of bad ideas, and it's caused a lot of problems throughout his career.
Oh, yeah.
And this is kind of like his redemption job,
He left
but
the like design company to go start the Jeep tours and then decided to go.
in suburban Ohio.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, it's so bad. Like he just gets into ridiculous stuff. Like his coworker is having a mistake party, but Ron's not invited because he's the boss. Which I still don't know what a mistake party is with yellow and green wristbands. I don't understand that. Uh,
Wasn't there a part where he goes, like, "There's not enough green"? Like,
nobody's taking green. You have to take green.
yeah,
Like, so then he starts forcing people to take green. Uh,
Where do you think we go from here? What do you think? I think we asked this last pod. What?
I think I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna say it's gonna be incredibly wild to where we find out that Tekka like runs the world. Like
Yeah.
they found the guy that used to work for Tekka and he checked out the deed. Um, and they made him put furniture together while he was naked and shit. Like I think it's gonna be
They
like it's a big joke, but it's gonna be like it turns out they're like Amazon George Soros backed like global control, and every little thing that they do controls the world from Ron's chair breaking to tanking this Canton Mall so that somebody else can come in and bid on it.
well, do you think it's like, or do you think it's like a company like Amazon, who like malls are like their competition,
Yeah,
and
probably.
there's that it was kind of like as you meant, like the Soros or like some
Yeah.
billion-dollar thing. But yeah, like is it just, you know, Jeff, the owner, the CEO of the company, or is it there's some big conspiracy or
I think
uh,
it's so big nobody could understand it except Ron.
now I forgot when the guy that they tracked down that works for the tech company. Hilariously stupid, underrated part is like the mom is sitting on a pile of hoarded stuff and she's like popcorn, popcorn, and like he throws a bag of chips at her, and the other guy's like, "Why'd you get a chip?" She says popcorn. She wants popcorn. It's like, why? It's so dumb.
They grab
It's
all the
hilarious.
papers and run out, and that's like the only thing the guy like when he finds Ron at the office, he's like, "I want my papers," and he's like, "I want them now," and it's like
Yeah,
clearly he doesn't have them. Like, oh yeah, popcorn really messed me up. That was so funny.
yeah,
It's such a weird
yeah,
show. I'm gonna laugh when it turns out that it's like a government-run conspiracy, like pick the president kind of deal.
yeah. Or it could be like, does he have a partner? Did he have a partner in the Jeep Tours business, and he's trying to get him like to lose his job and go back in it?
Maybe. Oh God, that would be
It,
amazing. Yeah, chair company. I don't know what else to think of it other than I laugh.
yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah. Anything else on the chair company?
No, it's just we'll see where we go from here.
Yeah. Um, before we jump into slow horses, a show that I just started, it's 2 episodes out, is Down Cemetery Road, and it's got Emma Thompson and I'm blanking on her name, but she was in the Idris Elba TV show Luther.
Hmm.
And she played a serial killer. Anyway, it's about like this house blows up mysteriously, and the mom dies, and this daughter gets taken to the hospital, and she's just trying to drop off this card for this little girl, and everybody's like, "Yeah, you can't ask about that." And it's this huge conspiracy, and then she winds up like hiring Emma Thompson as like a private investigator, and then it actually turns out some people are like trying to kill her. So it's by
Ah,
Aaron, who's done Slow Horses. It's pretty good. The first episode really hooks you right at the end. So I'm 2 episodes in. It's on Apple. Yeah,
yeah, I saw it pop up after I finished the finale of Slow Horses, and
yeah,
I'd never even heard of it, but I'll have to give it a go.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I need to watch the trailer on that. But
yeah.
the other thing before Slow Horses is Welcome to Derry.
Whew, whew. Chills, dude. Absolute
I,
chills on that show.
I would say neither of us are big horror guys,
Nope,
right?
nope.
So, I mean, I like more psychological thriller, serial killer, blah, blah, blah. Read a bunch of Stephen King books, obviously watched a lot of Stephen King movies. Um, this was wild. It was only one episode out, Sunday nights, HBO. Some of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
Really,
Um, and
really disturbing.
what's great about Stephen King like properties is that it can be gory, but it's also like mind fuckery as well.
Yes. Like I have no
And there's a few
idea how
parts in
all of
there.
it's connected. Like I know
Yeah.
like it has to do with Pennywise and the clown, and that's the form he takes and all that. But like they're building this universe around it. Welcome to Derry to be this huge Stephen King, iconography universe. And there's so many connections just watching the trailer. There's a bus that it says Shawshank State Prison on it, which is Shawshank Redemption, which was a Stephen King, like novel. And uh,
Yeah.
then one of the guys on the Air Force Base is the same character as Scatman Crothers on in The Shining, and in the scenes for next week, there's like this mist that comes over the town, which is looks a lot like the Mist, the movie, which is based on a Stephen King book. It's really freaky. There's a lot of blood and gore. I know Marcus from work like was really freaked out by it. And I probably know which part he's talking about. It was probably where the lady was giving birth in the car, and it turned out to be like a demon baby. That was
Yeah.
freaky as
Oh
hell.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but I love it. The fact that there's so many connections to other Stephen King stuff. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a
Well,
really cool show.
and I mean, I think basically every Stephen King um every Stephen King property is, you know, like connected to Maine,
Yeah,
in some regards. I think he's from there, or from the Northeast.
yeah.
Yeah, he's from Maine. So I think
I think I read he
in
built Derry from like his like hometown as a kid to some
yeah,
degree. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the visuals are very that like New England,
yeah,
um, and yeah, I think he's created this whole ecosystem within all his books and with in that same kind of setting.
yeah,
And yeah, and that's what Shawshank was, a fictional prison in Maine. Um, Pet Cemetery was in Maine, and I mean, I think pretty much the whole setting for
yeah.
everything is there. So,
But it's cool, It's like
um,
everything he does has like a positive and a negative, and I'm talking in terms of like antagonist and protagonist because if you do
mhm.
a little research more into his characters, like Pennywise is like the bad guy, like the big evil, but he also like you saw in the show that there's like turtles everywhere, right? Like Duck and Cover, the little turtle guy, because it's the 50s or whatever during the Cold War and stuff that like supposedly in like Stephen King lore, like the opposite of Pennywise is like this turtle creature. So it's like the good entity. And that's all in like the Dark Towers and stuff, which is his novels. I mean, he's got this huge universe of all this other stuff. I mean, it's pretty crazy and it freaked me out, but I can't wait to watch the next episode. It drops early. It drops on Halloween. So I expect it to be
Oh,
extra
nice.
freaky. Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
kids got killed right off the bat. I'm just gonna say that. Way more than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, the car scene in the movie theater scene was,
Insane.
and I mean, he does a good use of like racial tensions back in that
True.
time too. So I think we'll see how much more that plays a part in. I
Yeah.
think it will, because obviously with the airman guy and
Yeah.
then the movie theater owner's daughter.
Yeah.
So it definitely plays a part
Yeah.
in
So
his
like the movie
work.
theater owner, like they've tried to pin like some of these kids missing on him. Does he
Yeah.
want to go into Shawshank? Like, is he red in the Shawshank Redemption? Like that'd be
That'd be
insane.
awesome if it read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be insane. Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff that this show really cool directions this show could really go into. Yeah. And then you've got the government conspiracy with the special projects hanger and yeah, it's really freaky. Yeah.
Yeah, it made me think back to like Stranger Things as well,
Yeah.
with Hawkins Laboratory, kind of in a small town. So I mean, there's been a lot of inspiration, I think, uh, you know, from Stephen King onto other people in the genre,
Yeah.
and kind of the smart mental and physical, um, like horror genre. So
I'd really love to see a connection to Misery. which is one of my favorite Stephen King movies. Kathy Bates, James
Oh,
Caan.
so good.
Love
Jimmy
to see that
Kahn.
the police officer, like they tried to save him, is like the like sheriff of the town, or like she's like Kathy Bates' character is from Derry. Like I'm really hoping for that connection. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that would be really really good.
Yeah. Um,
Any other thoughts? I'm ready to watch the next one now tomorrow.
yeah, I'm excited. Tomorrow night, it's gonna be awesome. I don't have anything else on it except, don't watch it with kids. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Don't watch it in the dark alone either.
I
That's
tried
what
to
I
get
did.
I tried to tell Jackie like I'm only watching it during the day, and I think we watched it last night at like 10 o'clock. I don't remember what it was late, and I was like not having it.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, but yeah, then that takes us into Slough House, Slow Horses.
Let's visit Slough House.
Man, last two episodes we didn't talk about penultimate, and then the last episode happened yesterday. And man, this show just never seems to disappoint. I say that every time we talk about Slow Horses, but they are idiots. Jackson Lamb is the smartest, smarter than anybody in the park, and he
Yeah.
somehow manages to save everybody's ass from the and his people from apocalypse.
Well, and it's definitely one of the most consistently good shows
Yes.
out there, and say that because it's been 5 seasons now complete. It's 30 episodes, and there's not a wild swing of good and bad quality. I've heard some critics talk about this season. The first couple episodes, they weren't that enamored, but by the end of the season, um, they came around. But I mean, most of the like well-renowned critics were very positive on this
Oh yeah.
season as well. Um, but I think, yeah, I mean, even in this episode, River. Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can recap, you know, what happened in the finale, but they finally get to the conclusion of the chaos, kind of the 5 steps of disruption, that we went through the entire season. But then I was sitting there, there's 20 minutes left, and like, what are we gonna do now for 20 minutes? And then River goes and visits his grandfather, the wonderful Jonathan Price, and there's bees flying around, and he starts talking about stinger in the tail as like the unwritten, you know, chaos agent
Yeah.
in these spy things, and you're like, and River, it's almost like a beautiful mind. You start seeing River going like little numbers floating around everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, and then, he calls it in, figures it out, acts on it, and probably the only disappointing thing for me in the show is that he saved the first desk's life.
Yeah. Yeah. Would have been nicer if he'd been capped. That guy's a weasel.
But he does get his comeuppance at the end.
Lamb sure does take care of that. I do like how, the show blends political spy action with humor, and Gimbal got killed by a paint can falling, and watching River and I can never remember the guy's name, but Hoodie with earbuds.
I think his name is Ko.
Oh, it's yeah.
There's
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's
Ko
CO.
and Ho.
Yeah. They like River tries to explain to Lamb that what happened, and oh, we got there, he was already dead, and Lamb's reading right through it. Um, and you're always getting the connection with the granddad who's going through Alzheimer's, and he's dealing with that.
Yeah.
Um, but it blends comedy and seriousness really well, into the time where, um, comically, First Desk is somehow First Desk, obviously a political job for the most part, and he winds up getting honey trapped, uh, the second time,
Multiple times.
multiple times. And Tara obviously goes off. Turns out she's a terrorist, and part of the scheme is they want to attack a place of worship, and of course Lamb figures it out that like, oh hey, they're going to attack the same place, the memorial service for uh,
Abbotsfield.
Abbotsfield, and love how nobody else can put that together, and the mayor's there, and all this other stuff. But he just seems to be 10 steps ahead of everybody else, all from sitting from the comfort of his desk with no computers and nothing else except a bunch of rejects telling him what's going on.
Let
Uh,
me ask you a question.
yeah,
Do you think the incompetence at the park is too deviated from reality? Because that's my only question as the seasons get on is like nobody from the park, like they didn't think like, okay, we're gonna have, you know, unmarked people in the audience to look for terrorists to like, okay, Tara's been caught, it's over, everybody else is dead, but the slow horses figure out there's an extra pair of boots, so there's still somebody out there. Um, but even before that, with the two guys going to try to assassinate the mayor, even though they got the money, like it's not even done yet. Why were you know you can't. I mean, they're targeting a church. You don't know which church, and but nobody thought, like you said, nobody thought that the memorial where the mayor is speaking,
yeah.
who where the mayor when a mayor's the mayor's stump guys was speaking at Abbotsfield where the first attack occurred. I mean, you wouldn't think to have like extra security or people on the lookout there.
True, you would think, right? I think there is to some degree that level of incompetence, especially in higher government rankings. We know that, Tavener, right, Lady Di, is like just as smart as Lamb to some degree.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
she's pulled back to let shit happen, but not get
Yeah,
out of control because she obviously wants first desk. Now, I think a
yeah,
lot of it has to do with leadership. And I think first desk, the guy, can't remember his name, uh, he's obviously an idiot. So, attitude reflects leadership. And I think he just lets people get away with doing dumb shit, doesn't really think. But I think when Tavener gets involved, she's probably going to crack the whip and she's going to get people in line. Um, but I do think that they sometimes are that incompetent. Yeah. I mean, that's how things actually happen. Not that
yeah,
terrorists are necessarily that smart. I think just people in leadership are that dumb.
yeah. That's true. And I mean, I think that guy who's first desk has been, you know, like whipped up the ladder.
Yeah. Oh, he's good friends with
As
so and so and this
Yeah,
jazz off. Yeah.
Claude Whelan is the
Wheeling.
character,
Yep.
and he's just been a politically moved up without a real skill set, and he's just always been able to manipulate, and like he's trying to do with, but as we say, like the honey traps get him in trouble, and and I think yeah, I think Lady Di is just letting him fail because she didn't get first deaths last time.
The last
And
three times. Yeah.
yeah, so she's now we see, we'll talk about it in a second, but you know, she's gonna become first desk, looks like into season six.
Yeah.
So, I think her strategy of like, because like you said, I think she's on the same level as Lamb, but I mean, she kind of does what Lamb does. You know, he tries to see if his people can figure it out, but in the end, he ends up being, you know, the one who has it together the whole time. And I think Tavana is the same.
Yeah. I love how he told, I think, River or Lady Di, he's like, I actually used to do what you guys play at. Like, I
Yeah,
actually used to
yeah,
be spy you schmucks.
yeah.
Like, yeah, he's
Well,
really good at that.
and at the end of the in the finale, at the end, they both end up where they want to be. I mean,
Yep.
like Jackson basically blackmailing Whelan. You know,
Yeah, that
he's
blew up in Wheeler's face.
instead of getting blamed, you're not going to outsmart Jackson Lamb. Lamb's right where he wants to be, you know, on his own terms, solving, doing spy shit, solving problems, and Tavener's right where she wants to be, who's, she's going to be first step.
Yep.
And then the slow horses are right there where they should be, even though Cartwright thinks he's going to go back to the park. And, you know, he basically destroyed that when he destroyed Wheelan because Wheelan was thinking about bringing it back, but
Yeah,
it
that cart got
Taverner's
canceled.
yes,
Yeah, Tavener wants nothing to do with Cartwright. Yeah,
yeah. So poor River is gonna go next season and be but
it's gonna be.
so yeah,
We talked about wanting more from Jackson Lamb's background. We finally get it when he's like taping up his sock. We see like the bottom of
yeah,
his feet have been burned. So the story about like a Ruski like burning some Joe's feet to get him to talk was true. It was about him. So the show has
yeah.
so many levels, and I want more of that. I think it's such a great show. Um,
Yeah, that was the big reveal that took me a while to catch on.
yeah,
So it was good to see. I mean, that we knew that was we expected to be true, but
yeah. And then yeah, that's the good thing about the show is that the post credits always has next season, which has already been filmed, and we see that River's dad is coming back to some degree,
yeah,
and Tavener obviously gets herself in over her head, just according to the scenes for next season. But I don't think we're going to get next season, according to what I read, until fall of 26. So we could be talking a year from now.
yeah. I hope it's sooner, but it seems like I mean, at least we're getting it every year around
True.
the same time.
Yeah.
But I loved the trailer for season six. It looked amazing,
Yeah.
and I think we're getting the whole cast back, and maybe even Louisa, and
Yeah.
hinting at that with River calling her at the end of the episode. But
Yep.
um, yeah, love to see River's dad back as well.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. Anything else on Slough House?
No, I just again, we say this every week. If you're not watching it, you're missing out, and
Get on it.
I'm hoping to try to get somebody who was in Slough House
Yeah.
on our pod. So I'm working on that. So we will see.
It could be good stuff.
Not a main cast member,
Ah,
but
even still.
uh,
Somebody
yeah,
from the production will be awesome. Yeah.
a great guy that I'll just tease it at that. But I'm working on that, so hopefully we can get that taken care of.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Looking forward to next season. They're going to base it off of two books, Joe Country and Slough House, I think is the other. So it's like book 6 and 7. And the show's already been picked up for the season after. They've already
Love it.
filmed. So going to have the show for a long time. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Be sure to keep checking in. We're going to have Hijack season 2 with Idris Elba coming in January. Fallout season 2 is coming in December, mid-December. And then Shrinking season 3 comes out in April of 2026. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming.
Stranger Things in November and Landman 2 November 16th, 15th,
Yep.
something like
And
that.
the trailer for Stranger Things just dropped too, I think, yesterday. So be sure to check that out. Check out the podcast platforms. Check out the Insta. Check out the website. We'll be posting next week's
TikTok.
again. TikTok. Yeah, check out the hot takes. And his cousin likes to say,
Peace.